Say hi to everyone. You got fans. Well, you will have fans. Come here. Alright. Are you good? Are you comfy? Yeah? Are you gonna fall asleep? What's up, everyone? You guys are probably wondering who this guy is in my arms and why is he making an appearance on today's video. Well, if you guys have been following me on Instagram, then you guys would have seen that I had puppies recently and that this guy has been making a majority of my stories. I've grown so attached to him over, the last little while that I just couldn't find it in my heart to completely let him go. So I did sell him to a family on a co-owned contract, so that means I am a majority owner of him, and I am going to be breeding him down the line in the future when that time is ready. I'm really excited about it, and you can see right now he's behaving really well, but having a puppy around has made me really think about putting video out there for you guys to give you guys the hard reality and the truth about what your first week as a new pet owner is going to be like. And let me tell you, it is not like this. Right now, it's probably around 9 o'clock at night. He's all tuckered out. He's been running around playing with Fuli. He's had dinner and he's pretty much ready for bed. So without wasting any more time, I'm just going to jump right into it. Now, before you guys pick up your Frenchie, make sure that you guys are getting enough sleep the night before. Get your beauty sleep in, get your 8 hours of sleep in, because the truth is, for the next couple of weeks to the next couple of months, you're probably not going to see another full night of sleep again. And the reason why is because these guys are going to wake up in the middle of the night and they're going to expect you to take them out to the washroom. And once they're up, they're ready to party. It's like they smash back a 12-pack of Red Bull and they're ready for a rave. They're going to want to party with you. They're going to want to play fetch. They're going to want to, keep you awake. Be prepared for that. Like, you're going to have a lot of nights where, or a lot of days and mornings where you're going to be really exhausted because your puppy kept you up all night. And that brings me into my next point, which is crying. When you first take your puppy home, you're home and you are nothing but strangers to him or her. They're not used to the surroundings that they are entering into. This is their first time away from their litter mates. It's their first time away from the person that's been feeding them, cleaning them, letting them out to play. So this is all very new to him. He's gonna miss all of those things. So it's very common and it's very normal for the puppy to cry, especially at night if you are crate training your puppy to sleep in its own bed in its crate. Okay, load up on cleaning supplies because you're gonna need it. Accidents are gonna happen regardless of how prepared you are. When you first bring your puppy into the house, it's very common that it's gonna mark its territory, especially if there's another male in the house. This is generally because they're trying to establish dominance between one another. When you bring your puppy home, it's gonna be anywhere from 8 to 12 weeks old. Around this time is when they start actually teething. This phase can be very uncomfortable for the dog, so they're always looking for things that they could chew on and gnaw on that's gonna soothe their gums. So it's very common for them to be chewing and biting on things. When you bring your dog home, it's not gonna know anything. It's not gonna know its name. It's not gonna know good from bad. It's not gonna know where to go to the washroom. It's gonna be on you to do the training. It's gonna need training. Training is going to take anywhere from like 6 months to 12 months before your dog is fully housebroken. Now, this last one always gets everyone, and it's dogs eating their poop. Your dog doesn't know why you're looking at him with disgust, and it doesn't know right from wrong. It doesn't know that it shouldn't be eating their poop. If you do end up catching your dog eating its own poop, don't be alarmed. This is very common. Your dog's not broken. He's gonna be all right as long as he does not like feast on it every day. Just make sure that you take it away from him and somehow clean its mouth with lots of water. Don't use scope or anything like that. It's not good for the dog. Okay, so I've just told you the ugly truth about what your first week is gonna look like with your new puppy. Anyone that tells you different, that it's gonna be unicorns and lollipops, is a complete liar. They know it, you know it, and if you don't know it, you will know it after the first week because you're gonna go through hell, especially when you're tired. So, I'm just kidding with you guys, but I'm gonna share with you guys 5 tips on how you guys could get more prepared for these challenges when you bring home your puppy. Someone's being bad. Look at the camera. Look at the camera. Yes. Okay, stop eating stuff on my bed, please. You have 50 million toys to choose from. Yes, lay down, chill. Take it easy, have a cocktail, enjoy the show. Put your money in the basket. Alright, so here's what you could do to make your first week more pleasant with your new puppy. If you have some extra vacation days laying around and you could set it up with your breeder, then see if you could pick up your puppy either on a Thursday or a Friday, just because it is going to take a couple of days for your dog and yourself to get into like a routine of, you know, going out in the middle of the night, getting them into their routine of going out to the washroom and stuff like that. So it's going to go a long way if you have an extra couple of days to spend with your dog. Like I said, you're going to have to deal with some barking and some crying. If you're going to be doing crate training with your puppy overnight, then this is something that you are going to have to deal with. So it'd be a better option for you to see if you could have an extra couple of days off of work, just so you could kind of get your dog settled in. You could get him settled into the routine, and hopefully within the first couple of days you're going to have some nights where you can get a full night of rest, and you know your dog does well in its crate. If your dog is crying and is barking at night while it is in its crate, then what you could do is you could always put kind of like a blanket or something over the crate. What this is going to do, it's going to create a safer environment for your dog. So it's going to reduce the anxiety for him. It's also going to minimize him being aware of what's actually going on in the room. So if it sees a shadow or some movement, it's going to be less likely to react and bark and cry and wake up to those movements. I see people talking about this all the time in groups and in forums, and it's always the question, my dog is tearing up the pee pad, or I'm trying to train my dog on the pee pad. My suggestion to you is that you completely skip this step. Do not train your dog to go to the bathroom on the pee pad. Just skip that step and go right outside. Train your dog to go to the washroom outside on the grass. The reason why is because once you do successfully train your dog to use the pee pad, you're eventually going to have to transition them over to going outside. So you're just creating yourself more work. You're going to need to decide what kind of dog you want. And I don't mean what kind of breed. I mean, do you want a party animal kind of dog that, you know, just goes out and does whatever it pleases, whenever it wants, how it wants? Or do you want a dog that is going to be obedient and responsive to you when you call him? Before you take the dog inside, you need to determine how you want to do his training. This is really going to set the tone in the house. So if you don't want him in the kitchen, don't let him in the kitchen as a puppy. If you don't want him on the couch as an adult, then don't let him on the couch as a puppy. If you don't want him sleeping in bed with you as an adult, then don't let him sleep in your bed as a puppy. You need to determine on what kind of training you're going to implement, what kind of rules you're going to implement in your house, because this is going to go a long way for your training. And the first thing that you want to start training your dog on is its name. Decide what you and your family are going to name the dog and work on getting him to be responsive to that. Essentially, you want your dog to respond to its name, sit, stay, lay down, come on command. These are the 5 basic commands that you should be working on with your dog. This isn't going to happen over the next week, but it's something that you're going to want to work on over the next 6 to 12 months once it's already acknowledged its name and it understands its name when it is called. Now, going back to the whole eating the poop thing, this is probably the most disgusting experience that as a pet owner you will witness. You will be very turned off from your dog, but there's a couple of ways that you can break this habit. Now, the most common and most obvious way is that as soon as your dog drops a deuce, then you go pick it up. You don't let him get to it. It's very common sense. But if that doesn't work and you're not always going to be around to pick it up, another good way is to actually feed pineapple into their diet for like a week. What you want to be doing is feeding them fresh pineapple. You want to use the core, which has bromelain in it. The enzyme in bromelain gives off a smell and a bitter taste that really turns off the dogs from eating their own poop. Most of the time this does work. Sometimes it doesn't. So there are other things that you could get. You should speak to your vet if that's the case. All right, this wouldn't be a video without Fuli, so I have him here. He looks massive on camera. But that's it for today's video, guys. If you guys liked it, please consider giving me a thumbs up and subscribing if you haven't already. And let me know down in the comments what you guys thought of today's video. What do you guys want to see next? And what do you guys think of Donut? Let me know down in the comments. All right, I'll see you guys in the next one.